Hello everyone, welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. We're just trying to quickly get through most of the stuff. The couple of quests left on the war table before we actually start working towards the end, and also finishing Frostback Basin. So we still got a little bit of that. Bestow Morning Holla. Inquisitor, thank you for convincing the village of Red Crossing to acquiesce. I understand that they were reluctant, but perhaps a sign of shared mourning will lead to new healing growth. Please accept these gifts. May they aid your Inquisition in its quest. Keeper Holland. A trouble of red jennies. How fascinating to receive help through seemingly random means. So it seems we have made a friend of Red Jenny in Navarra. Not for help on their terms. Our soldiers report that they passed through the tunnel without incident and surprised a sizable Venatori encampment after the battle. They had to find a different route back because the tunnel had been collapsed. They found this letter. Liliana. A letter on dark vellum with obviously dwarven markings. You follow instructions well, but respect of our territory is a first step. We shall see. Venthus Warhelm Kalsharok. Okay. Missing waste resources, continuing research. Can be anyone, so let's go back from doing that one immediately. Resources. Dance with Dowager is Josephine. Dance with the Dowager, the Alumina. My dear Inquisitor Mayor, there was no time for us to dance in the Winter Palace, but perhaps I might claim that dance you offer now. You may not be familiar with the Allemande. It is the prelude to every great movement in music and in the game. I would be happy to teach you the steps. To begin, the couples from two lines facing one another, south of the Imperial Highway between Verschuel and Montesmart, is the Lenian Basin. It is a beautiful place of walnut groves, hollyhocks, and fifth-rate madeiras that recently lost its lure to the Civil War. On the western edge of Lynn, the helpful young Comte de Poisson stands, lining up his little toy soldiers for a quick and quiet invasion. Surely you would not leave the poor boy without a dance partner. If the Inquisition defends the lordless young Lynn Basin, it might perhaps be considered your property. Be mindful of your steps, my dear. Cordially, Marquise Mantillion. Len is a small basin. We can easily send in enough troops to defend it from attack. Josephine, we can take the Dowager opportunity in a more subtle way if we directly speak to the comp.
Inquisitor.
Ta-da! 1 second. Boop. Oh, what did I just click? That's completed anyways. Alliances. That is another one. Oh, we have a new one. I will look up what that would entail soon. Every time the music's cutting out is me clicking on something to write down the name so I can not lose the quest. Try to see. Let's get that. That one's Josephine, so I have to hold back on doing that one. And that one isn't any. Okay. Let's see, do I have... We haven't been over here in a while. There we go. Break Venatori hold on Wycombe. Ambassador Montillier. It has been my pleasure to meet Duke Antonier of Wycombe and pay my respect on behalf of the Inquisition. The Duke is a most friendly man. Indeed, I dare say he thinks the best of everyone and has advisors from as far as to Winter. Duke Antonier assures me that he wishes the Inquisition well and will offer us military support as soon as his city has recovered from a strange disease that spread through most of the human population, though the elves and the alienage are thus far unaffected. This illness may explain why bandits were able to operate so close to Wycombe with impunity. All the nobles and most of the soldiers have been weakened. Any concerns I have raised, he says, can wait until then. Duke de Winter's advisors have indicated an eagerness to make my acquaintance, and it is becoming increasingly difficult to resist such a tempting offer. Yours in haste, Lady Guinevere, I know how to say that name, and Volant. Josephine, though I fear for her safety, Lady Guinevere is a brilliant negotiator. If anyone can find a peaceful solution, it is her. Liliana, this is no longer a matter of diplomacy. Josephine's diplomat believes that the Tevinter advisor is Venatori. We must eliminate him. And I have Liliana for this one,
Let's
so.
see what we have.
Do I have any quests that are just colon? No. Not at this point. My poor boy. I don't like his options very often. What is this? Continuing research. A neatly filed request form copied in triplicate and delivered to the appropriate parties. Request tissue samples from carnivores found in central Orlais and along the outskirts of the western approach. See attached list. Soil samples from areas surrounding close fade rifts. Access to field reports containing references to local fauna. A copy of Gregor Withering's Holler in the Heather, Wolves in the Woods. A naturalist observation. Apologies, but I lost my copy when the circle rebelled. Purpose: the commander has expressed satisfaction with the particular applications of my previous findings. To continue my research, I would conduct an in-depth exploration of Inquisitor environmental impacts, specifically the sealing of fey rifts on local species. Signed, Helsma Darrington, Inquisitor Research. Inquisition Research. Josephine, one of the trading partners, should be able to find the book. We may purchase the rest from the hunters. Liliana, I have no doubt there's a market for the rift dirt, and anything else is related to the Inquisitor. I can find sellers. Colin, my men can gather necessaries of supplies.
To work?
And that's really all you need. Ta-da. I am clicking out quickly to amend my sticky notes. There we go. And now we may go back to Frostback Basin. I sure got a lot of quests at last minute. Oops, I forgot to do something real fast. There we go. Hey, we got Sarah's approval. That's good. Let's go back to Frostback Basin. Ta-da! Go. There is a lot of quests we need to do. Yeah, let's just travel there and just move our way up. I haven't used Sarah in a while. I have been using actually a lot of Solus. I haven't used Vivienne in a while. Let's do an all-girl run. There we go. I know Sarah and Vivienne don't usually get along, but let's do this for a bit. I also haven't used Cassandra in a while. There we go. Oof. It's a weird spot in this game where it feels like we are very close to being done. There's still a lot that needs to get done, even after I've done actually the main story. Like, this is technically DLC I'm doing right now, and I should have probably waited on doing it, but until after we finish the main quest. But now I need to get it done. It's kind of where I am. But even after we're done the main story, because we're done all the other maps, other than one, then we really just have, DLC-wise, we have the Dwarven place, which is an intense place to go, and then we have Trespasser still. And Trespasser is like this game's equivalent of Awakening, so kind of. You don't get new, maybe not less Awakening and more like the DLC for Dragon Age. Kind of something in between those two, in my opinion. It gives off more Awakening vibes, even if you don't get new companions. I don't think. I don't remember any. Hold on, where? Oh, it's behind me. Okay. Hey, Harding. Mer. Do. Assuming it's. What? Oh, okay, I see now. I see what I'm doing now. We have a little house for ourselves. That Inquisition flag? Yes. It's just not the colors I expected it to be. Hey, bro. Here you go.
May I help you, Inquisitor?
I feel like I've done that. We've been to the island.
A spirit on the island held the memories and possessions of Ameridan's lover, a woman named Talana. It told us that Ameridan was here on orders from Emperor Draken himself, and where he went next.
On Drastis dimples. I may have received tenure from that sentence alone. A Meriden had a lover. Talana, you said. The Inquisitor's Lady Mage. There was such debate over whether she existed. And there were orders? This was a request from Draken? This changes everything.
I like uncovering history.
It's fascinating to find new evidence about these things. The spirits said to follow the river to the north, and something about spires or spikes.
Up the river, the scouts have had trouble with Hackonites up there. I'll continue my research, but for now, your guess is as good as mine.
What's our next step?
What do you need me to do next, Professor?
That spirit on the island said something about a Meriden going upriver to, someplace with spires? While you search upriver, I'll continue studying these buckles. That, sounded better in my head.
Have I done these? How did you get your
How
job?
were you assigned to the Inquisition?
I study primarily the early Chantry, particularly around the signing of the Navaran Accord. That was why I transferred to the University of Orlais, closer to the source than Starkhaven. Sadly, most scholars took Inquisitor Meriden's history as settled, even with so many questions remaining. No one took my ideas seriously until your Inquisition formed. I wrote Ambassador Montpellier, and, well, here we are.
Okay, maybe not since it did vanish. Let's discuss Armorian?
I'd like to discuss Inquisitor Meriden.
Emeridin.
Of course, your predecessor. Existing historical records are contentious. Some say he was a devout Andrastian. Others suggest he cared little for religion, gaining leadership of the Seekers through Emperor Draken's friendship. He disappeared around the time the Seekers of Truth, the original Inquisition, incorporated into the newfound Chantry. Historians assumed he retired to go dragon hunting. Our new information should shake up academic circles profoundly.
Tell me about the university.
What's it like at the University of Orlais?
Oh, it's brilliant. Some of the greatest minds I've ever known. Now, the university was always well regarded, but Empress Celine made it the envy of all Thedas. She even got them to start admitting elves. Few bent noses, but it's worth it. Knowledge knows no bounds and all. With that unpleasantness with Grand Duke Gaspard done, the university is safe as a haven for knowledge.
Where are you from? Oh, university
I
is.
take it you're not from Orlais originally.
No, Starkhaven. Fourth son of Lord and Lady Kenrick, destined for Chantry service. Fortunately, I convinced them the university might be a fashionable alternative.
Okay, bye.
I'll speak with you later.
I feel like I read that. Maybe I didn't. Oops, no I didn't. Okay. I guess I can go into the codex and probably find it. History? Is there anything to mark things? This is why I don't really do. Here lies the abyss. That's quest stuff. Lines of Orlais. First Inquisition. First Blight. Superstition of Royal Family. Conclave. Dales. Dwarven. Inscriptions. Letters and notes, maybe. Is there one just for DLC? No. That's not what I wanted. That's still not what I wanted. There you go. I don't know why you're hovering over it. This is probably not worth it. Just because it's DLC, and DLC usually gets a slightly different feel. Let's see. Ta-da. don't think I'm gonna find it easily again. Especially as I already kind of forgot what it was called since... There it is. Question of accuracy. That moved against them was halted by the light from her most assured hands. It was then she took her own counsel in ways best not set forth here and led the party away. Did Emeridian I seek hers among those assembled as he relayed the events which led them there. As she stood among us, I did not know her, yet his hands moved slightly at his side, as my own does when my wife is near, and I seek wordless comfort in the touch of her fingers. We had all heard the whispers. Did he say her name in the telling? Would he have dared? Times were different, but have they changed so much? Excerpt from the writings of Lord Bacon, first put to page in 148 Divine. Letters follow. Henrik, this is a precise copy. The preceding pages were lost or removed ages ago. Biscone makes no further references to the woman, although Emernian comes up several times later on. Biscone's writings as they pertain to the Inquisitor Emernian are not entirely unknown, although they are unlikely to find them among Chantry records. Their validity is largely dismissed. Some have questioned whether the so-called light and console reference magic or holy insight. And of course, Biscone wrote down his impressions many years after the fact. The author's own wife brought accuracy into question when she admitted her husband was recalling his youth in the Orlesian capital through nostalgia and age-distorted memory. I believe her omission is part of the official Chantry record. Best of luck, Em. Okay. Shards. Oh, shards. You take up so much. It looks like we have so many quests, and it's like, half of them are shards. Which, I mean, there's one door. We can get through one door. I've done all the rest. I might as well continue getting them. No reason to stop now. Da-da. Oh, maybe I have used Sarah recently since, she doesn't need to be leveled up at all. I'm not gonna worry too much at this, at this point. On top of that rock? Probably. Let's see. Oop. Okay. How do you want me to do that? This way? This way. Okay. And shard collected. 4 more to go.